As heavy combat between Russia and Ukraine continues in eastern Ukraine, supplies on both sides are running low. So far in the war, countries around the world have been involved in providing equipment. The red on this map shows the nations that have pledged weapons to support Kyiv, and the blue shows the countries that have assisted Moscow, according to Western intelligence. Aid for Ukraine has been widely publicized, while Russia's deals have been largely shrouded in secrecy. Satellite images, on-the-ground footage, and customs documents analyzed by the Wall Street Journal tell us more about the nations supporting Russia's war machine. North Korea is one nation that has been supplying weapons to Russian fighters, according to the Biden administration. US intelligence said the mercenary force Wagner has received infantry rockets and missiles from the country. The White House released satellite images that it said shows 5 Russian rail cars participating in the weapons transfer in a return trip from Khasan in Russia to Tumangang in North Korea. This image also shows a nearby open-air storage unit, which military analysts said facilitated the delivery. In response to the US, in November, North Korea denied supplying weapons to Russia and said it had no plans to do so. Russia's embassy in Washington didn't respond to a request for comment. Deliveries of ammunition are crucial for Russia to continue its intensive fighting, as the war largely becomes one of attrition. But in a sign that stocks are running low, Russia has launched fewer shells in recent weeks than last year. Military analysts estimate that Moscow's forces are now firing 10,000 shells a day, down from 20,000 to 30,000 last summer. That's still well above Ukraine, which fires an estimated 3,000 a day and is also struggling with low stockpiles. Russia is also receiving support from Iran. Ukrainian officials say Moscow has used hundreds of Iranian drones to hit civilian and military targets. Iran has acknowledged publicly that it has supplied drones to Russia. Military analysts say drones consistent with Iranian self-destructive unmanned aerial vehicles can be seen in these videos of strikes in Kyiv. Moscow and Tehran are also moving to build a new factory in Russia that could make at least 6,000 Iranian-designed drones in the coming years. Drone attacks have been a key tactic used by both Russia and Ukraine in the war. Ukraine's military has posted videos like this one that it said showed strikes on Russian targets using Turkish-made drones. And then there's China. Both the US and China say Beijing hasn't provided weapons to Russia, but Russian customs records provided to the Wall Street Journal in February by the Center for Advanced Defense Studies, a Washington-based nonprofit, show that China has indirectly supported Moscow's war efforts. The records show that Chinese state-owned companies provided Russian government-owned defense firms with navigation equipment, jamming technology, and jet fighter parts. Russia's embassy in Washington didn't respond to a request for comment. A month later, Chinese leader Xi Jinping traveled to Moscow for a multi-day summit, deepening economic ties between the two nations. US officials say China is also considering supplying artillery and drones to Russia. China has denied it is considering such action and has, in turn, pointed a finger at the US and its allies for fueling the conflicts by providing Ukraine with weapons. Russia is gathering its forces as it attempts to break Ukrainian defenses across the eastern Donetsk region. Looking to its allies could help Moscow as Kyiv begins to receive a large cache of Western-made heavy weapons. As the war continues, outside partnerships could prove to be vital as both Russia and Ukraine prepare for fighting to intensify in the coming weeks.